What's up, guys? We're going live just a moment. We'll talk about tonight's game. Stand by, TikTok. Thanks for joining. Will be a late one. We're going to talk about the Fever game in one momento. Quantum Flow. I'm gonna try to help you guys through it. It's not easy. Stand by, guys. It's gonna be a tough one. Stand by. About to go live. Get ready, guys. Test, test, test. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We are live. What's going on, guys? Thanks for watching. We are live tonight to talk about one of the worst debacles and point shaving situations, games that I've seen all year. You guys know how concerned I've been about the cheating, and tonight we saw it right in front of our eyes. This is not about Dallas playing a good game. And yes, I'm disrespecting them. They're a shitty team. Okay? Paige Bueckers, way overhyped. When she has a legitimate guard to guard her, or she has people switching, she struggles. She struggled tonight. Dallas is not a good team. They're in the 8th spot. They're a bad team. The only way a team like that beats the Fever is if the referees cook the game. It is brutal. Like, I am so depressed. Quantum Flow on TikTok said, a depressing game. I'm extremely depressed. My heart is depressed because we saw another robbery. We haven't seen this in months, maybe 2 months, but now they're back doing it. They cheated the Fever out of a win. That witch, number 31, that wicked witch, that wicked referee witch has done this more than once this year to the Fever, especially to Caitlin Clark. That was not a strip. That was a foul. Caitlin had to go over and was forced to foul. 3-point play. Loss of a possession. And then another fake foul on another member of the Fever. Another fake foul. And then Kelsey Mitchell gets a foul for not even touching her on that fadeaway. The other ref is in on it. A 9-point swing at the top of the 4th quarter, and it put them out. You know, 1-8 says rough night, but no team can win every night on TikTok. That's not the attitude you should have. The attitude is your team should win every night. That's the attitude. I'm sorry. I have to correct you. That's not the attitude to have. Do you want to sit around and get a participation trophy? Is that what you want? No, I want to fucking win. That was a game. That was the Fever's game. Their 5-game winning streak should be 6, but the referees point shaved it. If they had not point shaved it and given 3 fake fouls, phantom fouls, how about the challenge earlier in the game? That wasn't a foul, but they lose their challenge. We knew the cookout was on. The Wings played a shitty game. Then all of a sudden, they're back in it with a 10-point swing. That was referee cooked. Had nothing to do with the Fever not playing good defense, but they got exhausted by the fact that they were playing against 3 referees and 5. They were playing 8 on 5. So don't tell me, oh, you win some, you lose some. This was robbery. Dirty Dallas. They got hosed in Dallas by point-shaving referees. They're cheating. They're on the take. There's nothing that's being done about it. There's something should be done about it because it's not the only time we've seen this. We've seen the referees just give the ball to A'ja Wilson when it went off her hands, when nobody was around her. Boom, a win for them. We've seen it. Why did Becky Hammon go crazy a couple of nights ago and get thrown out? Because the referees are point shaving. We all know it. Ramona Lira on TikTok. Guys, thanks for joining me. I'm so freaking agitated. It is zero tolerance tonight. I will not take haters. I don't have time for it. I just don't have time for it. This has affected me emotionally. Like, I really am affected by this. So I wanted to go on and just spill my guts to you guys. Gigi of the DMV, thank you for the heart. Ramona, the referees were shady. They were completely, it's criminal behavior. It's gambling. I know what that looks like. And did you notice every time they replayed a non-foul, the announcers said nothing. Zippo. They can't shut up. But when it came to a replay, when Kelsey Mitchell, is it Agumbawale? I'm trying to say it correctly. No disrespect. Agumbawale. When Agumbawale is falling out of bounds and Kelsey Mitchell is doing this with no pressure on the body, not even touching, he blows the whistle. Are you kidding me? Agumbawale slapping Caitlin's hands, takes the ball out. That was a foul. We're not dumb. Carlton Ringing on YouTube. Thank you, my brother. I was cursing out my TV. Dude, I was saying naughty words. I was saying bad words. So I feel you. Like I was throwing my voice out. You know, one of these, I'm going to have to record. I'm going to have to go live while I'm watching one of these games because you guys will, I'm not making this up. I was losing my mind because I saw what was open. When they start doing it, it starts to build. I start freaking out because I see what they're doing. Caitlin kept it under control. I have to give her that. Stephanie White's a fool. Stephanie White knew what they were doing and didn't do fucking anything. That's when you get thrown out. That's when you get thrown out. But Stephanie White won't do it because she doesn't care about the team. She cares about Stephanie White. Now, yes, there's a bright side. There is a positive side. I will get there. But I got to get this out first. It's not all gloom and doom, okay? But I don't like to see robbery. I don't like to see what the WNBA does and allows the referees to cheat. This is not the only time we've seen it. It's not just the Fever. We see it all the time if you watch it like I do and you do. You see the cheating all the time. You see them mislabel things. You see them gaslight you. The announcers will purposely gaslight you. Amazon Prime announcers are garbage. They purposely lie to you, tell you things are not that they are. They'll tell you the sky is blue, and then when a cheat is in 4K on your 85-inch TV, they zip their lip and they don't say shit. I'll get to your comments. I'm so frustrated. It was not a loss. This was a cheat. This was a robbery. We got robbed in Dallas, and I'm tired of just being okay with it. I'm not okay with it. I'm fucking angry. I'm angry. I love this team. I know you do too. And that's why I'm on the internet pouring my heart out, because this is real to me. I mean, it's, you know, I'm watching it on TV and this are on the internet, however real that can be. But I feel it in my heart. John Harvey, Izzy version on TikTok. Man, we could have won. It wasn't for those dang refs. 100%. 100%. Did you honestly think going into the second half that Caitlin wasn't going to go off? Did you think that Kelsey Mitchell wasn't going to go off? We all knew what was going to happen. And sure enough, Kelsey Mitchell did go off. But they started giving them phantom fouls. Now, I'll say this. Kelsey Mitchell missed 2 layups. You can't do that, okay? I'll get on that. Caitlin missed a free throw early. But here's my thing about it. The referees interfered. They were cheating. They were shaving. So I can't really get upset at the team when they know they're getting hosed and they're losing focus and concentration. Yes, Dallas had moments. We'll get to that. But they were not winning that game without the referees. The referees in a 5-point span gave the Dallas Wings a 10-point advantage. It's incredible how fast they did that. I saw it. I'm like, really? We're talking fouls where they're not even touching. Happened to Timpson, happened to Caitlin, and it happened to, I think, Boston, and then it happened to Kelsey Mitchell. Sorry. Ramona Lear on TikTok. They will blame Cece for the loss. I'm glad Cece didn't get a tech. That was close. I don't know if they'll blame Caitlin for the loss. Maybe. I mean, Caitlin made some mistakes. She was a little shaky at times. You know, she did look like she wasn't on her game. But when you know you're getting screwed by the referees and you know anything's a foul, you're really trying. Did you notice when Beckers tried to rip Caitlin's arm out of her socket? They did nothing. A ref standing right there. They did nothing. That's a technical foul. When you foul somebody and the whistle's blown, then you keep scratching and pulling their arm. That's a technical. That's unsportsmanlike conduct, or at least it's a warning. Now, later on, Beckers did get a technical. Did you notice that? For just running her mouth. That was a makeup because they missed that technical at that moment. But you got to call it in the moment. That is momentum. Momentum is huge. These referees, not only are they crooked and they are robbing us, but they are stupid and incompetent. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if that offends you, but I'm being honest. It was dirty, dirty pool. And then Dallas could get physical and start mugging you in the third and fourth because they knew the refs were going to give them the game. Especially Ogunbowale starts to heat up. Yes, you cannot let her play without guarding her. I get that. Yes, she smoked him. I get that. But the referee set the table. They know how this works. Woo! Quantum flow. Caitlin had such good defense on Paige tonight, though. Yeah, Paige got shut down in the first half. I'm not even sure what she ended up with. Her and Caitlin did not have a spectacular game. And there's always somebody that turns into a star. Now, I will say this. That cat with the blocks, she's good, okay? She's really good. Guys, thanks for watching on TikTok. We're in double digits on TikTok and YouTube. She's really good. So I'll give Dallas their flowers, but they weren't winning that game. They were not winning that game without the referees interfering. Look at how the Fever actually almost came back and caught up. If it hadn't been for Kelsey Mitchell missing 2 easy layups, we might be in overtime right now. But she lost focus, missed 2 layups. This sound right here, that's going to be haunting our dreams. Block party. Everybody was getting in on it. All right, I'll get to your comments. So many phantom fouls. Shaky is an expert at basketball, so I feel good that it's not just me, okay? Because I do get a little emotional. I take it too far. I'm like, don't touch my Caitlin Clark. Don't touch my Kelsey, okay? I'm very possessive. And yes, I will blame the referees first, but I'm trying to be better. But tonight was pretty clear that somebody's going home with some extra cash. Pretty fucking clear to me. I know what point shaving looks like. I know what it looks like. That's what that looks like. Especially the Ogunbowale fadeaway out of bounds. Kelsey's not touching her. Not touching her. And then they call a foul? You can see that from Cleveland. Oh, my God. Let's get to YouTube. Carlton ringing. Making me proud on YouTube. Finally, you made it to a live. Thank you. Yeah, you did. It was a bummer. The rest were ridiculous, Carlton says. We also were not making a lot of shots. Yes, I'll get to that. Yes, if the Fever had been playing lights out, sure, you might have been able to overcome it. But you couldn't overcome it when you just traveled from another country. Think about that. So the Fever traveled internationally from Toronto, from Drake's hometown, all the way to Dallas. We're talking time zones. We're talking 2 countries. We're talking weather shift. We're talking basically you have one night to adjust. That's not easy. Yes, they came out with a little bit of jet lag. You're playing. That's how, even though they got a day off, you try to do that, right? So I forgave them for having a tough a low energy first half. But Lexi Holt played very well. I don't want to hear it tonight, okay? So if anybody wants to talk shit about Lexi Holt, just get off my live. I'm not going to even read your stuff. I'm not going to hear it. She played great. I thought everybody played the best they could play. I don't think Caitlin and Kelsey are taking enough shots, but that's okay. That's just me. I think in the first half, Caitlin was like 2 for 9 or something, or 2 for 7. And then at the end, I don't think she even had 20 shots. I'll look it up. That's not good enough. Love Docs, that same ref. Love Docs on TikTok. Yeah, that same ref, 31. That same lying, cheating, conniving ref. It's the same chick. Ramona Lira, the girls were frustrated. I agree. I think they were really tightening up because they're like, anything's a foul now. And on top of it, don't forget, then you have Becker start off with trying to pull Caitlin's arm out of her socket. Then you've got the other physicality. Then they start just punishing, and then we're back to slapping Caitlin's arms, slapping her hands, not letting her drive to the basket. We're back to that, point shaving. We're back to that. So then they get tentative. They not only was I forget her name. I don't want to mispronounce it, but not only was the center from Dallas just insanely, incredibly hard to get a layup against. She was playing out of her skull. But then you've got the referees that are going to call a foul when you just walk in and look at somebody. It's a joke. Caitlin knew they were going to get her in foul trouble, so she had to hold back. She started off hot, hits a 3, which is a great game plan. Guys, you guys are amazing tonight. Thank you. Desiree, our moderator, is incredible. Be nice to her. Desiree, thank you. The kids were doing some football practice. She shows up. She's in another state. Tip your moderator. Ted. What's up, Ted? Ted, don't forget we call Lexi Scrappy. What's up, Ted Dulady, our correspondent from Feverland. Yes, Lexi Scrappy. I don't want to hear it about Lexi other than that, Ted. By the way, Ted's the only one tonight can talk about Lexi Hall because Ted knows basketball. I'm not gonna have any criticism tonight. She played really well. Carlton Ringing on YouTube. Yes, yes, assist the GM with contracts and salary. Oh, sorry. That was Mavericks for you. Sorry, you guys are going back and forth. Sorry. Thanks for watching. Soph, PB dirty play. She is a dirty player. She really is. That was a dirty play. Then she's like, calm down to Caitlin. No, bro. You calm down. I did a short calling her bra. You calm down, bro. You calm down, bro. She was taking advantage of the fact the refs are going to give them calls tonight. Forever Swifty. She's muting the negatives. She's on it. Because I'm not going to look, some nights I can, but this was not a fair and square loss. A fair and square loss, I will joust with you. Not tonight. This is just for family. This is for Fever family. If you're on here and you're not a fan, we will welcome you in. We're inclusive. We're not like Stephanie White. We're not going to yell at you. But if you piss me off, I'm not going to talk to you. I don't like it when I get cheated. Clark, only 15 shots tonight. Thank you, Gigi of the DMV. Thank you. They lose when Caitlin doesn't take at least 20 to 25. Same thing with Kelsey Mitchell. Now, Kelsey Mitchell got more looks at the end, and she had a great fourth quarter. She's putting it on the line. She took a physical smash. That was a physical hit, falls down on her backside. She still stayed in it. She got hit in the mouth. This was a physical game. Now, the Fever were dishing it out. Boston was dishing it out. It was a physical game. But I could tell the Fever were like, they're just going to keep giving us fouls. We're going to lose by 20 that fast. Ted Delaney, Scrappy is a compliment for Lexi. That's right. We agree. Scrappy is a compliment. Carlton Ringing on YouTube. What is up with them not replaying the fouls? Great question. They'll show previous shots once or twice, but not the supposed foul that just happened. So I want to sue them. Here's the thing with Amazon Prime and these. They're just one of the things, Carlton, is they're just bad at TV. They will show they force these stupid interviews on us, these stupid sideline reporter, and Kelsey Mitchell got an A+. I don't care about her. I don't care about Kelsey Mitchell having to do an assignment for her master's. I don't fucking care. It's bad. Play the game. I'm happy that she's pushing herself but I don't care. I don't care what Paige thinks about Caitlin's outfits. Now, I know that there are people that do, but no disrespect, but that's what happens. They force all this junk in that's not basketball. And then, you know what is like completely a crime to me? It's coming back after halftime, and they let somebody run their mouth on a microphone, and then they cut to third quarter already started. They don't show you the inbound. That's all basketball. The whole thing's a joke with these new streamers involved. So hopefully somebody will figure that out. But Carlton, it's just they have bad people. They have the B team doing it, bad announcers, not the A team. Everybody that's really good is doing other sports. So right now the W gets the bullshit and the bullshit referees. And yes, on purpose, they're not going to show fever fouls. They're just not, because it's hard to explain it. And the fouls they do show that are phantom fouls, what do you think happens? The announcers just stop talking. They don't say one word. And then they'll come back when there's more action and say, I'm not sure about it. Of course you're not sure about it, because it's rigged. Mercedes should have played, Ramona said. She's a big. Maybe. I don't have a problem with that. Maybe we could have saw more of a rotation. I didn't think speaking of that, I didn't think Ty Harris helped the flow. I was interested in that substitution. But I don't know. I mean, maybe Stephanie was trying to shake it up. It was a very tight game. Both teams are playing a tight game. When it was being played fair, when it's being called fair, it's a tight game. The referees start manipulating the game. We know they can do it. We know they do. Gina on TikTok. KM did not even touch. It's Akira when she made her sideline shot. Yeah, 100%. Talking about Agumbawale. Sorry, it's not easy for me, some of these names, but I'm trying. They think they were talking about the same one. Yeah, didn't even touch her. Like these phantom fouls happen succinctly. And on top of it, they weren't calling Caitlin getting slapped in the hands again, slapped in the arms again. Here we go. So you knew what they were cooking. And then all of a sudden, the Fever are down by 9. Now the Fever had struggles hitting layups. And yes, they went right into the paint, into a buzzsaw against that shot blocker. But I don't have a problem with that, because you can't block every shot. You're going to wear down the shot blocker, go into the paint. I didn't have a problem with that. But I'll tell you what I had a problem with: Caitlin Clark missing a free throw again. I had a problem with that. I'm sorry. Caitlin, it's just killing me. I know it was early, but it's killing me. I was glad Kelsey Mitchell was taking the technicals. She's hitting free throws. She should shoot those. You're killing me, Caitlin. You know, I'm concerned with there's a few things that concern me. We'll get into that going into the playoffs. We have time. Sim Dunk 14. Coach, what do I think Paige grabbing CeCe when she had a foul? Did CeCe overreact? Good question. I'll be fair. I do think Caitlin made a thing of it, because Caitlin's good at making a thing of it. But it was a technical foul, unsportsmanlike on Paige, and that's what I think Caitlin was trying to make a point of. If you recall the play, Paige fouled Caitlin right in the middle of the floor. Caitlin's moving away from it. It was a clear arm grab. Normally when you do a foul to give, it's around the waist. You don't grab somebody's arm, because that's not sportsmanlike conduct, because you could jerk them. Like you could hurt them. It's a fast-moving game. So she grabbed Caitlin the first time, foul called. She kept grabbing Caitlin, and then Caitlin made a thing of it. So when the whistle's blown, play stops. So Paige, calmed down, made a thing of it. That's unsportsmanlike. So it was a foul on Paige, and she should have been called for a technical or warned for unsportsmanlike. So that's what I think about that play. So yeah, Caitlin did ham it up a bit, but she had a point. Mo was awful. Love Dogs on TikTok. Mo did not play well. There was a moment where I just did not like Mo's decision to be an offense. See, here's my concern. When you have a game like this, it's really tight. I don't need Mo or Timpson trying to be like some post-up offensive weapon. Dish the ball out. Dish the ball out. Get it to your shooters. And so when I say Caitlin's not taking enough shots, it's because other people are trying to push it and force it, because they feel like, okay, I'm in the paint. But look, if Aaliyah Boston was being more judicious with her post-up moves, you don't need Timpson trying to post up. I'm good with Timpson collecting rebounds and doing what Timpson does. Timpson hit a little sweet jumper, which was helpful, but that's not your first option. Michael on TikTok, CeCe was frustrated the refs refused to call fouls in Dallas. I agree with that, Michael. I've been talking about that. Thanks for joining. Yeah, I was frustrated too, but I could tell that Caitlin was taking it seriously, because in the fourth quarter, when she knew that the refs were working them out of the game, she really stayed chill. And I was proud of her because she knew she's gone, right? They knew. And Stephanie White should have. See, Stephanie should have gotten thrown out like Becky Hammon. See, when I keep telling you guys that Stephanie White doesn't care about anybody but herself, these are moments where I realize that, and that's why I tell you, that's my evidence. She should have gotten thrown the fuck out when Kelsey Mitchell got the fake foul on Agumbawale. That should have been it for Stephanie White. Not only do you send a message to your team that you care, and you make the referees think about it, it becomes a viral thing, and then the referees are embarrassed, but also it gives your team a chance to get a timeout, refresh. There's a strategy to it. But Stephanie White clearly doesn't believe in a strategy that puts her at a disadvantage. She'd have to pay $1,000 or something. She's just a selfish person. Ramona Lira on TikTok. The girls just didn't want to touch any of them wings. Everything would have had to be a foul. Yeah, they were really, so they were at a total disadvantage, which is where the referees wanted them. And they were shaving. I mean, look, did you think that was going to be a low-scoring game? Weren't you shocked that the Fever scored like 25 points in the first quarter? I was. It was not a high, it wasn't, I did not expect that. But then when it started heating up, the refs had to shave the points so that it stayed low. No one thought it would be a low-scoring game. So the line was, the over was high. That's a betting term. It is what it is. By the way, I know you think I'm over-talking this, but just Google WNBA gambling, and you will see so much research and stories on it. It has exponentially grown since Caitlin Clark has entered the league. And now that the Fever are the hottest team and they are breaking records, this is a historic team. This is one of the best, the Fever, one of the best teams that have ever been put together that hasn't won a championship, caveat, asterisk, in the history of the WNBA. They said it again on Amazon. So the betting is 10x. So just do a Google search and you will understand how prevalent it is. Did you know that there was a Paige Becker scandal with gambling? Paige and Angel Reese put on like a $400 side bet, and they videotaped it and they posted it on the WNBA social. Did you know that? And then it was a big deal. They pulled it down right away, but nobody got in trouble. It was clear gambling on video. They celebrated it. Two players cannot gamble cash on a game they were playing in. I mean, that could get you that would get you suspended in baseball. But see, it's not a serious league. It's a clown show. Nights like this are a clown show. Gina on TikTok. Yeah, why didn't White even challenge that at least? 100%. Well, one of the reasons why was she had burnt her challenge before then on another call that was not fair. So I wasn't blaming Stephanie White because even the Amazon Prime announcers were like, what the hell? That wasn't a foul. They were confidently saying it would be overturned. And they never do that because it wasn't a foul. Shot block nightmare sound. Maverick Bryan, what's up, my friend? White WNBA for referee 31 is Amy Bonner. Thank you so much. Oh man, she is on my hit list. Hey, you know, she's a wicked witch in Dallas. I just couldn't believe how wicked she was. She does this to Caitlin. She does this to the Fever. Every time she refs, there's always a thing she does. Good to see you, Maverick Bryan. Ted Doolini, the execs want Paige in the playoffs for ratings. Well, they have a chance of not being in it. So, yeah, beating the Fever is good for ratings. I'm raving. Beating the Fever is good for ratings. Yeah, I agree with that. And, yes, you want the Stars in the playoffs. Yes. So, yes, they're going to cook it. Yes. Look, the WNBA referees know what's up. They're in the know. Guys, thanks for watching on the old YouTube. Look, I'm feeling better, so I will get to positivity shortly, but I'm going through your comments. We're working this out. This is what family does. We're all a family here, and this is why I had to go on as soon as I could. I was like, let me just get on. I'm not even ready. I just jumped on because I needed you guys to be able to work this out with me. Love Dogs on TikTok. Angela Suffin is another ref that is Age's Whistle. Yeah, she's the one that there's a video of her doing dances or something. She's doing some kind of like weird dance. Yeah, she takes herself way too seriously. And then how about that one ref that tried to give Caitlin the fake technical, right? Amy Bonner. Yes, thank you, Maverick, for you. Ref 31, Amy Bonner. I will probably do a compilation. I'll take a look at Amy Bonner's clips. But she's on my look. She made my thumbnail. She's on my radar. On YouTube, my 2 cents. Agreed. Thank you so much. Badger64. Thanks, guys. By the way, if you want to get my attention on YouTube, super chat. Whatever you want to pay is fine. Super chat. It'll pop up and you'll get my attention. Sometimes I have 2 screens, so no disrespect to you guys. I appreciate you guys so much on YouTube. I'm working on it to merge the chat so I can see you all at once. Badger. Look, what is the main reason Fever lost? When you get 8 shots blocked and one of your top players shoots 4 for 15. That is all. Well, Badger64, I appreciate what you're saying, and I will get to that. The Fever didn't play great, but they didn't play bad. And you can't deny that the referees were cooking. So, Badger64, I will give you 3 of those cooked fouls. If you honestly believe they were fouls, then, I can't change your mind. But that was a 9 to 10 point swing. That was a big deal. The Fever could not get back in. Yeah, Kelsey Mitchell getting a steal and missing the layup. That was not lucky. It was a very skillful move, but lucky for Dallas that she missed the layup. That would have cut it to 4, and we could be in overtime. So woulda, coulda, shoulda. But I hear you. Yes, Kaylin had a down night. Yes, I hear you. You're not wrong. But you cannot deny that the referees were the difference. Love dogs. I got that. Thank you. Guys, thank you for watching on the old TikTok. Thank you for watching on YouTube. By the way, guys, on YouTube this month, I broke 1 million views. Thank you. It's really cool. You guys are awesome. Another 100 followers overnight last night. So thank you, guys. If you're a new follower, thank you. It means so much. It's crazy. It's crazy. What happened was I went to bed at 600,000 because it gives me a counter for the month. I woke up over 1 million. Overnight, 500,000. It's crazy on my videos combined, right, on my channel. So thank you, guys. There's somebody I'm not. Kevin B jumped in the chat, but Kevin, don't even try tonight. I'm not. You talk shit to us. Here's my thing, guys. I'm gonna be really honest. If you come in my live and talk shit to me about fantasy football and then say you're going to challenge me, but you don't put your money where your mouth is, you're dead to me. I'm serious. That's sacred to us. It's fantasy football sacred. So don't come in and Kevin B came in and talked shit on my last live, and I said, okay, I'll give you a discount, jump in the league, $2.99. Chickened out. So Kevin, don't even. And then you came on and started talking about Lexi right now. I'm not doing it. So you can just block me or whatever, but I'm done with you. You're dead to me. Ramona Lira. So with this, it's my live, so sorry. And you know what? By the way, I do this for me. I don't do it for whatever I get. I just do it because I can't not do it. So you guys are family, but I'm not going to have people come in here and talk shit on my live. And so just stop talking or I'll block you. Seriously, Kevin, I'm serious. Or here's the thing. Buy the membership and get in our league, or I block you if you keep talking shit. I'm not doing it with you. I told you guys 0 tolerance. I don't waste time with people that lie to me. You're a liar. So, and you've been taking it too far on attacking the Fever, and that's not useful. So, Ramona Lira. So with this loss, would the Fever still hold 3? Great question. There was a game to play tonight, which it could be happening right now. I think, well, here's the thing. It would have been a huge step up on Vegas. They would have gained a whole game, but they did lose some footage or some footing, not footage. So let me look at the app. I think they're still okay in the 3, but the Dream were playing. Oh, here's the thing. Connecticut playing Vegas. Vegas is stomping them out. So it's going to be tougher for the Fever to hold 3. But they're in good shape. They're 2 games back from 2. Golden State. Vegas has locked up 4. I'm sorry, they've clinched. They haven't locked up 4. So Indiana's in 3. Vegas is in 4. If Vegas wins, they're going to be a game up on Indy, so they'll drop. Right now, as of this loss, Indy is 24-13. Vegas is 24-13 right now at this moment. If Vegas goes on to win, which it looks like they're dominating Connecticut, then they will switch back and Fever will be back in the 4 tonight. And then if ATL loses, that's good for the Fever. So you got to root for Vegas tonight. I'm not sure how that one's going. Oh, Vegas. I'm sorry. Root for LA tonight, not Vegas. LA is getting smoked by 30. So, Love Dogs on TikTok. The Dream is playing the worst team, and they think they are really setting the world on fire. Yeah. Well, look, they're beaten by 30. So that's the thing. Sometimes cool. Fever need to do better outboxing and rebounds. That's a good point. Okay, so now that I've shaken it off, okay. Now that I've shaken it off, hold on really quick. I got to do something here. Let's see here. I've got to stand by, guys. I'm having trouble with something. Okay, I'll do it later. Darn it. Oh, I can do it on my app. I'm gonna do something really cool. It's gonna make me happy. So yeah, okay. So let's talk about what the Fever could do better. So we'll talk about, now that I got the rant over, let's talk about the game. Well, first let's talk about the good news. Okay, the good news is that I'm not holding the Fever accountable for this loss. I blame the referees. And maybe that's a way for me to just get through it, but I honestly cannot put this all on the Fever. They missed too many layups. I put that on them. And Caitlin missed another free throw. I put that on her. I need her to hit free throws. It's just not going to work for me because she is going to have to get to the line in the playoffs. She's going to have to hit those free throws. You could tell that bothered her, and they kept the camera on her. And I thought that was actually good production because we needed to see how she worked through that. And I'm not sure if she did. I think that might have affected her for the rest of the game. That's just me. Because it's like it's easy money. And everyone knows that if you're going to be the great shooter, you got to hit your free throws. And it's mental, so it's a concern. I'm concerned about that. Oh, well, I got to say silver lining. I thought Boston played the best she could play. I thought Kelsey looked really great as far as she could against the referees. Fever played good 8-on-5. They're against the refs. Caitlin did not get a technical. I feel like they're more under control. Those are positives. It was, like I said, it was an international trip. You're going to be a little jet lagged. You go from Canada, a big win. You go to a tougher team in a tougher, bigger market. Weather change. It's a heat wave out there. It's a big difference. That affects you. Traveling thousands of miles, that affects you. But you got to figure that out, especially if you're going to play the Eastern Conference teams that there's going to be some traveling in the playoffs. Another bright spot is the Fever can still stay in 4 after this day is over. Okay? You have a day off as another bright spot. I thought the bench did not deliver, but I thought Sophie and Lexi did. I thought Lexi's game was tighter. She was determined. She hit her free throws. I love that. She hit a 3. She's resilient, scrappy, like Ted says. So she's starting to heat up. That's good. I thought the Fever played really good defense on Dallas until Agumbawale started to open up, and they were just giving her so many open shots. But I think also, here's another bright spot. Rob, I'll get to that. Thank you. Great comment that's pinned. I think that Ted, I just read your comment. Thank you. I lost my track. I think the game plan was to shut Beckers down and let somebody else try to win. I think the game plan went the way they wanted it to go. Beckers was shut down, but Agumbawale started heating up. She's really good. So I don't want to take, and then you've got your center who is just a monster, just blocking away. I'm not going to take it. We'll get to Dallas, what they did right. But those are some, I think Caitlin kept under control. I think it was more of an emotional game for Caitlin. I think the team played together, even though they were up against adversity. I thought Kelsey Mitchell was an animal. A lot of positives. I don't think this team lost a step. I think they didn't realize they're playing against 8. I think they got in a situation where the refs were against them, and It was difficult. But I thought they really played well down the stretch, trying to tie it up, playing the foul game. So I saw a lot of bright spots. I did. And I can't hold this against them. Now, if the refs had been more fair, and I'm trying to be fair to the refs, if the refs had been more fair, then I would be pinning this on the Fever. And trust me, an 8 beating a 3 is a concern, except you had the refs working you. And again, think about this. 8 beats a 3 like that. The sports books made millions because the refs shaved the points. So when you look at these things that don't make sense, you have to look at how much, like when it comes to a team like the Fever just getting worked like that in the fourth and falling apart, you have to ask yourself, what did the refs do to make this happen? Were they working for us, against us? In this case, clearly they were cheating. So you have to let the team off the hook. So another positive is New York. Okay, so Rob asked me, what do I think about New York? I think the Fever, well, I definitely thought they should beat Dallas, but I didn't know. Trap game, right? I do think that New York's a very winnable game. I think Caitlin rises to the occasion. Kelsey Mitchell has hit daggers and beat New York. So I do think they have a great chance at winning that game on the weekends. On the weekend, Fever played really great on the weekend. They're going to get back to the East Coast because think about this. Toronto, Dallas, whole nother time zone, weather. You're down in the South, dirty Dallas, right? It's whole big bug shit and shit like that. Now you get to fly back. You're in New York. You're Eastern. You're closer to home. You're better. It's more home cooking for you. They have kind of a home court advantage kind of built in. A lot of New York fans. So I do think it's going to be a great game. Though it's really great, though. Here's another silver lining. They only have 13 to 14. Hold on. Oh, and Ted also said, thank you, Ted. Ted said, my excitement is contagious. Thank you, Ted. It's real for me. I really love this team. Okay, so here's the good news. The Fever only have 13 losses. Who would have thought that? Last year, was it like 22-20 or something? Or 20? They were above 500. They had at least 20 losses. Now, you can still hit that. You're not out of the woods yet. You got 7-8 games left. You can still hit that. But right now, that's a great silver lining. And, okay, here's another thing. Here's another silver lining. So you can go to bed feeling better. Here's another silver lining after this debacle with the cheating tonight. Minnesota, 30 wins. Golden State, 25 wins. Indy, 24 wins. Right now, they are tied for third with Vegas. They're the top 3 in wins overall in the entire league. That is phenomenal. So we ask a lot of this team. They're over-delivering, and we want more. We're animals. It's like we're on a 10-year marriage. It's just not good enough. I need more chocolates on my anniversary, baby. You don't love me like you used to. You gave me 10 chocolates last. I need 12 chocolates. So we're asking a lot of this team. And if you're on this live with me, you're very invested in this team because you're on live talking about it. A loss. Some people wouldn't even care. You guys care. So I feel good that they're responding to the fans and they take it seriously. This is a serious team. For example, did you see what happened to Golden State last night? They got worked by Minnesota at home. They only scored 66 points. They got humiliated. Did you see Tiffany Harris lose her shit and try to make a layup by throwing the ball underneath the hoop through the top? It was incredible. I did a short, check it out. I've never seen a professional athlete in years do anything so stupid. Like they fell apart when the defense of Minnesota came in and they pounded them and humiliated them. And we're talking Golden State, the best defensive team in the league, hands down, got worked. They don't have offense. And their coach was even saying, our team, I got to get in the press conference. The Golden State coach said, I don't know how to get through to these ladies. They didn't show up to play hard. That is staggering. I'll tell you why. At this point, you're in the 2 spot and you have to lock it down for playoffs, and your team is not showing up at home to play hard, and you can't score more than 66, and you get out defended in a defensive battle against the team that's 1 and you're 2, you're cooked. That means you're vulnerable to the 7th or 8th, whoever you play. They're not getting first place. They're not. And they can't beat Minnesota. They haven't beat Minnesota all year, but the Fever can. And they would have beat Minnesota, except they shot themselves in the foot, Caitlin's words, and missed 6 free throws and choked out. So great news for us. Great news for us. Bad news for them. So the Fever, they're in a really good spot right now. Plus, there'll be a nice break. Maybe Caitlin and Aaliyah have a great World Cup. They come back energized. I mean, they're going to play with the best of the best. There's a lot of positives after this. And it's only 13 losses for the whole year. That's pretty dope. Carlton Ringing on YouTube. That steal and miss layup by Mitchell was painful. It was. I went, oh. It took the wind right. And then even Kelsey Mitchell was like, took the wind out of my sails, man. It was brutal. Was it Timpson that had no, it was Kelsey Mitchell. How about the Kelsey Mitchell behind the backwards layup? That was brilliant. We had some great moments, man. Anna 08. Hello. Hey, late to the live today. Tough loss, but it happens. Anna, I like your attitude. I'm willing to accept that now, not 20 minutes ago. I was not handling it well. In fact, I'm going to block somebody. When I get a chance, there's somebody I'm going to block. That's why they said something that made me mad. Jen, is it Jen? Jen or Lynn on TikTok. I was screaming the whole 4th quarter. Me too. I was shouting at that referee. My neighbors in my condo, my neighbors must think they must think, man, every Tuesday night and Thursday night, this guy's in a fight with someone. They should just look at the feed. Like, I always watching a game again. Ted Delaney, right now the Wings would play Lynx in the playoffs. Thank you, Ted. So Fever would play 6, right? Is that right? Am I wrong? Is that 5? No, Fever play 5. Let's see here. So if the playoffs started today, this is always fun. Ted is always correct. Ted is right. Dallas would play Minnesota. Now, there's a 6-game difference between Dallas and the Fire, by the way. So Dallas, they're locked in the playoffs. I mean, unless they go on a losing streak, it's not going to happen. Liberty would play Golden State, which is winnable for Golden State. Who knows? Hoping the Fever give the Liberty another loss. And then Indy would play Washington if the playoffs started today. Tomorrow morning, they'll probably be in the 4th. So that would mean that Indy would play Washington. That would mean Indy would play a ATL, I think. Yeah, Indy would play ATL. So if they maintain, but look, the magic number is still there. The Fever are still in the hunt for home court. So that's another silver lining. Now, here's how you can handle losses going forward at this point. If another one creeps up, because look, I told you the odds were not that they could win 11 straight games. They were starting to surprise me. Gibby 03, I'm afraid Cece is no longer in MVP conversations. No, not after tonight. No, she's still lighting it up. I don't even know what her stats were, but she didn't have 0 points. Average, she's still in it. I appreciate you being, I guess realistic. But she's still in it. Let's see here. Because we still have the rest of the year. Let's see here. Caitlin Clark. That's how upset I was. I didn't even look at the box score. I thought Caitlin had 10. She has 10. She had 4 rebounds and 9 assists. So, 9 assists. Still in the hunt. That's fantastic. Seeker 5. Good to see you. Jason, would you load manage the upcoming back-to-back? Um, Great question. Well, look, no one's complaining about injuries, so you always want to look at injuries. But I do think that you're gonna load. By the way, guys, if you don't know what load manage is, sorry, we're getting into the lingo. It's where people play less minutes in order to protect them from extra attrition and all these things. One of the reasons why I would say no is because you have some folks in MVP hunt, right? You've got some folks that need to score. Plus, you need them to score to usually win, right? Also, the World Cup break's coming up, so that's kind of weird. This year, it's a World Cup break. So I don't think we had that last year, right? Or any kind of a break at this. So most of the team is going to get a real long blow, like 2 weeks or something. So yeah, I don't think, and I think at least for the next game, you're going to see this team unleashed. So I would say if they load manage, because they do have a back-to-back, right? I don't have my calendar in front of me, but I think do they play on Sunday? I thought they have a back-to-back. My Ted Dulaney, my wife turns into a sailor during fever games. Wow. Well, your wife sounds like a lot of fun. Honestly, I love it when somebody just gets out of their skin for sports. As you know, I do too. What's the schedule? So we got the FIVA back on Saturday, 4:00 game for me, 7:00 for you cats on the East Coast. Yeah, it's a back-to-back. So then they play Chicago on Sunday. So I think you're probably going to see more load managing against Chicago because they're really easy to beat. And you're going to get Dejanay Carrington's storyline, and I think Stephanie White's going to try to avoid conflict because that didn't go well for her. So they're probably going to try to mix it up and mix up a lot of different. I think you'll see more people coming off the bench on Sunday. Secret 5, last long break was 2024. Thank you. Yeah, I didn't think they had a break like that. Sophie Cunningham said it's really important for their team in one of the interviews that this break happened. She says it gives them a real advantage, and that's true. And the other silver lining is, guys, is that, and we'll talk about Dallas because there's some things I want to bring up about Dallas about how, well, they're very interesting to watch. So that's important. And not every W team is a good team to watch, honestly. Look at Golden State. They're not that fun to watch. They really aren't. And Tiffany Harris is just dumb. I mean, how can watch that clip? How can you have somebody, I'm digressing. She got a rebound. She skied for the rebound. And then she went under the basket and tossed it through the bottom of the hoop. The net goes backwards and the ball pops out. She did a reverse basket. I've never seen that. And then she went like this. When she realized she wasn't getting 2 points, I was like, what? So anyway, my point is, we'll get to Dallas, but back to the break and back to the fever. Right now, you've got every advantage in this season to have a shot at getting into the finals. My point is, who thought Minnesota would be playing out of their skull like this? Minnesota is a very dominant team. The championship runs through Minnesota, okay? Pretty clear. So they're not going to have a breakdown. They're not falling apart. Everyone's having a decent year. They might have some injuries, but whatever. So you've got that. But my point is, with them and with everybody elevating their game and with the refs being shitty, but you've got the Fever having everybody playing at the top of their level. You've got Timpson emerging. They brought in Mercedes, and they just brought in a new assistant coach who has a championship cred. I posted that on my YouTube post. Caitlin was really, really happy about that. She has a quote. She's excited. Coaching is going to get better. Caitlin is playing at an MVP level. Kelsey Mitchell. Aaliyah's playing very great. They have the World Cup. That's going to be a nice break. They have 13 losses. They're top 3 in wins overall. They're healthy. Caitlin Clark's played more games this year than last year. They're playing together. Caitlin and Kelsey have love now. So, goddamn, right? Like, thank you, Jesus. Like, the stars are aligned. Like, if you're a Fever fan, if you're a Fever fan, this is the best you could ask for. It really is. with the tough teams in the Eastern Conference. Ted, how good would Dallas be on TikTok if they would have taken Olivia Miles instead? It's hard to say. It's really hard to say because who knows such things, right? It's just a different world. She could, but see, here's another thing about Olivia Miles that we all know is true. They don't play defense on her. Last night, I did watch half of the game, most of it, and I buzzed through the other parts of the Golden State game because it was really unwatchable. But Olivia Miles rarely had one defender on her, never two. And there was a moment, you can check it out, a moment in the fourth quarter. It's a moment that started getting replayed like she's a legend. She gets the ball. Everybody on the Valkyrie takes 3 steps back. She dribbles and walks over past the 3-point line. It's like, I've never seen anything more orchestrated. And she hits a 3. I paused the screen. Everybody was in the key giving her, like nobody ran up on her. In fact, the person guarding her ran back. It's orchestrated. Now, how is it orchestrated? There are teams that have players on teams that hate Caitlin Clark and the Fever so much that when they play Miles, they don't defend her on purpose because Miles is the new op. Angel Reese is a failure. That doesn't work anymore. So Olivia Miles is now the new better than Caitlin storyline that the Illuminati of the WNBA want pushed out there. They're still a very hateful group of people, as you know, that are working against Caitlin Clark and the Fever. So Olivia Miles does not get defended the same, but that doesn't matter because when the Fever play them, it's a different story. Olivia Miles last night karate chopped somebody in the face. I forget which player it was, karate chopped her in the face going to the rack. They called a foul on her. She started throwing the biggest temper tantrum and doing this. She's just this weird troll-y looking creature. I'm sorry. She's just very unappealing to me. That's not unfair for me to say. She looked like a troll. She did this weird little trolley thing, started throwing a big fit, and everybody's trying to calm her down. And like, you chopped somebody in the face. So she's not used to being officiated correctly. She's not used to being guarded correctly. When she is guarded, those games are lower games, but that's the way it works. So look, that's a long explanation for what's happening with Miles. But yes, she's electric. She's got moves. But if Dallas had taken her, sure, they might be better. But it's hard to say because you still have an alpha like Beckers, and Beckers was the story. So if you're Dallas, you're not looking past her. I get that. And no one saw the emergence of Miles. Look, Miles' career was not like any. I've looked at her career. I was aware of her career. It wasn't a career that I thought she'd come in and tear the NBA up. But think about the fact that she hasn't been guarded. Everybody says that when they watch games. She's not guarded. And what I saw last night was incredible. Golden State was already losing. It wasn't a big deal. So the ladies stepped back and they wanted her to hit the 3 so she'd have a better game. Look, they're friends like that. Seeker 5, I'm wondering if the new coach is why they are making more zone. Could be. It made a difference. Didn't help tonight because coaching's not going to stop you against cheating referees. I'm sorry if people think I'm overdoing that, but it's pretty clear they were cheated tonight. And I was really hoping that wasn't going to happen. I was hoping this was going to be a different conversation. Ramona Lira, you are totally correct. Thank you, Ramona. By the way, thank you to Desiree for all her hard work. Ted Delaney, next year, Rookie of the Year will be crazy. Ted, I'm already excited about next year's draft class. I agree. It's going to be interesting. I'm excited about the college year. Dawn Staley is already tweeting crazy stuff. She's always drunk, so I'm excited about that. I love that. Robin WM on YouTube. CC has to quit throwing to AB. What? You want her to stop passing the ball to the #1 draft pick 4 years ago, to one of the best centers in the league, to the center the only center A'ja Wilson's afraid of. You want Caitlin to not pass the ball to her? Come on, baby. I love your spirit. Robin on YouTube. White is ruining their chances. Maybe, maybe not. Look, it's a bump in the road. They had a 5-game winning streak. As you notice, the game-winning basketball, the good luck charm is gone. But they have I'll just say this. It's not an easy schedule. They're doing great so far on the road trip. In my opinion, I don't hold this against them. Let's get back to our time zone, their time zone. Let's play New York. Let's open up a can of beef stewie and let's win a game, and I think that's going to solve all problems, honestly. Winning solves every problem, as you guys know. We're right at, it's weird. I looked at the clock, 1:00. I was like, am I at an hour yet? So let me just take a few more comments. Let's see here. Galuberto Garcia says this game has put Caitlyn further away from MVP. What? Okay. All right, baby. All right. You know what? Some of these people, if Caitlin Clark drove to their house, knocked on their door, and threw them a chest pass, they just start crying like a bitch because it would hurt. And she'd knock them on their back. They couldn't even catch a pass from her, man. It's so funny. They're all experts on MVP, but they couldn't tell you who votes, but they're an expert. Carlton Ringing says, I don't like Tiffany Hayes. That's funny. Yeah, dude, she's so dumb. That's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. And you know what was even dumber? Is you got to watch that clip. It's outrageous. You can jump to my shorts. I posted it. Now, you're going to get a lot of me commenting on it, so be prepared for that. What's more outrageous is she put her hands on her face and threw a mini tantrum when she realized it wasn't a score. Oh, my God. It's Clown League. Back to Dallas. The reason why I like Dallas is, one, I love Texas. Dallas fans are cool. They know basketball. Ogunbowale is so good. Obviously, all-star, multiple all-star. Really good. A gamer. Energizes that team. Paige is so technical. I like Paige. Paige wears a wife beater really good. She's like, Paige dresses like, I'm driving my BMX over to 7-Eleven to get a pack of smokes and a Mountain Dew. I'm steal your girl. Paige looks like a walking steal your girl meme. She looks like that guy in your neighborhood on the BMX bike, that guy you always see getting a pack of smokes and a Mountain Dew. Paige is fun to watch. She's very serious about the game. Dallas is a serious team. That shot blocker, to be respectful, I got to find her name. Ted Dulaney, next year Juju, yeah. Now, Juju, I'm concerned about the blown wheel, though. We'll see. Hidalgo and Madison Booker. Oh, my. I would not draft Juju. I wouldn't. That's a whole nother story. It just depends on, even if she has a great college year. I don't know. She's injury prone. Look at Cam. Cam has had too many injuries on the knees. It's really hard when you have those knee injuries so young. Let's see. Coulier. Okay. The forward is Coulier. Awak Coulier. If I'm saying Coulier, I'm sorry if I'm saying it wrong. 25 years old, kind of older for a player from Finland. Pretty dope. Had a career high and was it a career high blocks for the Mavericks? Look at this. I'm clutching my ball like I just need somebody to comfort me after this terrible loss. You guys comfort me. Yeah. So Ted, but we agree. I'm excited. We will definitely talk women's Final Four. We're not gonna. Well, we're gonna talk women's college hoops when it gets hot. Probably down the stretch, because there's just during that time I'm probably gonna try to break. There's so much after football, but definitely playoffs, Sweet 16, Final Four. We'll do that for the girls, the ladies. Maybe the men. It depends. But the men, they're back to the men think they're in the NBA. They don't play defense. So, Rob on TikTok, is the hatred towards Clark due to her generating money to a league that was designed to lose money? Good question. Rob, don't talk like you're normal. Rob, don't make sense. It's nonsense. It's nonsense. What it is it well, look, I've done a number of videos on it. Just look it up. It's called Caitlin Clark derangement syndrome. Just put that in the search engine and just go down. Go to my videos tab where I break that down. But there's a lot of reasons why the Caitlin Clark derangement syndrome is so prevalent. And I think one of the reasons is sometimes people who don't really work a real job. Think about this. Basketball is not a real job. Come on. It's a job, but it's not a real job. Okay. They're getting paid to fly around, play basketball. People worship them. They get everything for free. They may not have the best salaries before. They do have better salaries. Come on. It's anybody would take that job. It's not working. Okay. So when you are spoiled, rotten, and you're not working, you get all these things handed to you. And the other side of it is, Rob, is the WNBA was a joke. They had a lot of players that were not at a pro level. It was just like if you were mediocre in college, come to the W. Because a lot of really good college players would get careers and not go to the pros in the W because of the hatred and the bullying and all this stuff. So my point is it was a real cesspool of just bad people. The culture was like really nasty bullying. Kelsey Plum said that when she came in, she was bullied for a lot of reasons that she talked about. I won't get into it, but she had to be really tough, she said, and it turned her into a real tough, nasty player. Well, that's not cool. But so you have a culture of bullying. Plus, Caitlin Clark comes in. She's worldwide famous. She has Adidas. She's got Nike. Or no, maybe she's got Nike. No, Wilson. Sorry, not Adidas. Wilson. She just dropped more basketballs, which I'm going to buy one tonight, I think, when I get a chance. The merch is incredible. She was getting interviewed by celebrities. She's in the box with Taylor Swift at NFL games. She becomes like and so you got all these ladies who never tried hard and they were just working an easy gig, got mega jealous. And then it turned into that, right? So that's one, I think. And so have you ever dealt with a jealous person? You can pay them off. You can give them things. It's never good enough because they don't want more. They want what you have. You can't fix that. So that's just the truth. Ted said okay, sorry about that. I got that, Ted. Raina of Ironworks, good to see you. Boston can't play center, so she can't stop the points in the paint. Well, we disagree. She's one of the best centers in the league, and she plays really well against the MVP, the reigning MVP. So I don't know, Raina. I like you, but we disagree on that one. Okay. Let's see here. You guys are awesome. Desiree kept it clean. Let's see here. Melvin Harris jumped in and said something douchebaggy, and I forgot. I didn't get a chance to see it. So, Melvin, that was on YouTube. Come back and be a douchebag on Saturday, and then we'll talk. But what you said is the same. I'm not going to read the comment because you can fill in the blank. You can imagine what people say, right, when there's a loss. Forever Swifty, the way my head snapped up at the Taylor Swift mention. I did. See? I mentioned Taylor. Thank you. Ted Doolini, State Farm pays CC a ton. Right. That's the truth. She's on the commercials in between the games when she's kicking your ass. That's the other thing. And she likes to kick your ass. And she still talks shit to you. She screams at you. She plays like she's broke. That's what they don't understand, is she's playing for history. And I think Caitlin Clark is the kind of person, even at 24, that has learned how to identify adversity and headlong into it, and that's how you become successful. She is not this person alone. She has a great team, smart people, and so she's just had a lot of things coming her way because they knew in college she was going to be the next thing, and so she's been marketed well, and the world loves her. So I guess it would be unnatural for there not to be a ton of jealousy in the league. Mickey, good to see you again on TikTok. Stephanie White is not the right coach. We need a modern coach. Can't argue with you. Tonight I saw things that made me mad, but there was one moment she should have called a timeout. I was like, what are you doing? She didn't call a timeout. So she just doesn't have good rhythm. And she even mentioned at a press conference, I think it was a day or so ago, she's like, sometimes Caitlin hit a three and I'm just sitting down, looking down, drinking water. Oh my gosh. Like she doesn't even pay attention to the game. She even said, and then remember she said Dejanay Carrington, like she didn't notice and it was 5 feet away from her. She didn't know what happened. It makes me wonder, is she even like watching the game? It's just weird to me. Randall from Ironworks wants to joust me. No, she isn't. How can she be a center and play from the 3-point line? Be real. Now, Raina, there's no one realer than me. I don't disagree with her being out on the 3-point line, but you're like 2 months behind on this. We've already established she can hit that shot. Tonight, she took one or two that didn't help, but she can hit that shot. When she hits it, you love it. I am accepting the fact that Boston should shoot that shot. But look, there's not a lot of true centers in the W anyway. Most centers do not play in the paint. It's just the culture of it. But she's fantastic, and she's on the World Cup team. So, and you should look at her stats for the last 3 years. So I can't go with you on that. Mickey on TikTok, Aaliyah can only shoot the three when wide open. And she can shoot. The problem is there's not a lot of people out there tall enough to contest it. She's tall. She's big. Did you see Kelsey Mitchell standing next to her before the game? They did a little shot from comparison. Kelsey Mitchell's not tall. She's smaller than Caitlin. And Aaliyah's like 2 times her size. So you tell me who can run out there on Boston and contest her shots. She has some contested. But, yeah, she gets wide open looks. That's just the nature of the game with her. I thought she was rushing the hop. She does this little hop thing now. I thought they were rushing those shots. Caitlin was rushing a couple of shots. So, but look, I'm not disagreeing with being hard on Aaliyah Boston, but I just think she doesn't get the conversation that Caitlin gets. And I think she's kind of a silent assassin, or Kelsey Mitchell gets. She doesn't get mentioned enough, and she doesn't get the camera work they get. So, but she's a force. Look, it was a tough loss. And yes, the referees cooked it. And we all saw it. So anybody that doesn't believe that, they're just not paying attention, or they're just they just want to hate the Fever. But it's not just the Fever. We've seen referees cook against other teams, and because they want, the Big Four to, I think the Fever are part of the Big Four. You can call them that. The Big Four to make the playoffs, or at least to be in the top seeds. Good talk. I think we'll wrap it up. No disrespect, Raina Ironworks. I'm just jousting with you, but I'm fairly answering you. Anna 8, AB off with the 3. She's okay. All right, you're trying to convince me she should stop shooting threes. All right, well, let me just get on my phone and text her. All right. Aaliyah Boston, stop shooting threes. You're making us mad. Look, she's 0 for 8 at the 3, but Caitlin Clark's missing free throws. So I got to tell you, I'm more upset at that than Aaliyah Boston taking a 3. Because the truth is, I have more faith in Aaliyah Boston's threes than Caitlin Clark's free throws. That's sad. But I'm actually at a point where I knew she'd miss that free throw, and she did, and I was like, God damn it. Like, it really kind of takes the wind out of my sails when she's such a great shooter and she's in this mental slump with the free throws. Would it have made a difference tonight? No. But you still have to hit your free throws, especially when you're cooking for a playoff contention. Ted Delaney, Reese, 20 points, 10 rebounds, 8 assists. She has played most minutes in blowouts. Are you talking about her averages? Yeah, I mean, you can't compare. Well, first of all, Angel Reese is not a real center. She's, not to disrespect you, Ted, we're agreeing. She's a forward. She's too small for a real center, but she gives you elbows in the back of the head, and she has developed the way to rebound better over 3 years. She can't shoot, but she rebound. So is what it is. She has better stats, I suppose, maybe. But yeah, her stats come when also she keeps shooting for herself. The thing is Angel Reese have you ever seen Angel Reese play strategically? She just ball in hoop. Oh, give me ball. She just has a low IQ with that stuff. So she grab ball, put in hoop, but she can't put in hoop. She grab ball, right? She's very caveman with it. They don't expect much out of her. I don't see her do anything that's interesting offensively. She does not have a jumper. I've seen her try to take threes. I think she's accidentally hit one, but she doesn't have that I've seen when I watch her. But her game is not interesting enough. Let's see here. But you guys have good points. It was Lexi Hull. Now you're on AB. Yeah, CC needs Anna 08. CC needs to make 3 free throws. Yeah, like it's no excuse for it. There's no excuse to be one of the best shooters in the league in MVP contention. Your team's winning, top 4 team in the league There's no excuse for your star to be missing free throws, especially when Kelsey Mitchell hits them automatically. So I think Caitlin has to really start working on free throws. That's my opinion. You miss them because you're not working them. Ted Delaney, my point is they have left her in game. Yeah, Ted, you're right. Angel Reese, well, first of all, she shouldn't be starting. She's not a good player at all. And yes, they're in the fourth spot, but that's because of the other players on their team. They have very good shooters. She's not one of them. But her rebounds feed the team. You cannot deny she gets a lot of boards. Cannot deny it. How she does it and what she does with those rebounds, that's a different story. Okay, cool. All right. Well, you guys are amazing. I'll let you guys get to bed. Let's see here. Is anybody YouTube still watching double digits? Carlton ringing. Yep, I like Miles less and less more. Yeah, after talking about Miles. Yeah, Carlton said, we'll end it on this. Very positive note. He said, true, all is not lost. We didn't win this game, but these ladies don't like losing. I agree with that. Cece especially. I have a feeling they'll come back with a vengeance. Well, I hope so. I hope so. I think they will. It's just they have that dog in them. They're animals. I think you put a ball in their hand, they just gotta give 1,000%. But it was a tough one. It was humbling. And there is no lesson to be learned out of this. There isn't. They did everything they could do. Yeah, they missed layups at the end, but by then, the refs had already cooked it. I think the lesson is that the coaches need to do better to make a thing of cheating. They need to, but they just don't. In fact, it's the least active coach sideline I think I ever see. Now, they're winning, so I can't really fault them too much, but I can give them criticism on this game that, I'm coming out of my skull. I'm not getting paid. They are, and they're not. It doesn't make sense. Thank you, Ted. Great show, Brother Ted says. Thank you, Ted. Ribs and Sauce, good to see you again. Good friend of the podcast already. CC played too passive. We did address that. I think she was concerned about getting the technical because it was a cookout, and they knew they were getting cooked. Beckers had already got a technical. I think Caitlin was on purpose trying to keep it chill because you don't want a tee that you earned and you miss New York, because that is a game they need to win. So I think she was trying to be strategic by being passive. Plus, the cookout was on, and I think the whole team realized if we breathe wrong, they're going to get a 3-point play. So I think it was just the wheels were coming off. And also, when they tried to argue with 31, the Wicked Witch ref, they just threw their hands up like, we can't talk to her. We just can't. Michael Cantorino, good to see you. CC gets trapped and no one flashes. I noticed that. There was not a lot of movement with Caitlin's getting trapped. I noticed that today. But look, the Dallas, they were taking away Caitlin Clark's passing lanes, even though she still had 10 assists. It's crazy. But they played really good defense on Caitlin. That was the game plan. Try to take Caitlin out. But Beckers, the game plan on the other side was take Beckers out, make somebody else step up, and they did. Agumbawale was that person. And somebody else was playing really well. She was the one in foul trouble. Is it Clark, the other Clark? We'll give her flowers. I think it was Clark. Yeah, is it Alicia Clark? No, it was Smith. No, Clark. It was the other Clark started playing well. She had, what did she have? No, it was who was going lights out? Shepard. It was Shepard, 26. Yeah, Shepard. That's who turned into an all-star. So whenever the Fever play anybody, there's always somebody that's not a fantastic player per se, steps up and has an all-star game, like a career game. Tonight it was Shepard. Shepard. Thank you, Anna. See, Anna knew before I found it. Shepard. Thank you. You're amazing. All right, guys. Thank you. Michael said it. Shepard. Thank you. I should just look at the chat. You guys are smarter than me. All right. Well, great stuff. And look, Michael did say something very powerful here on YouTube. They got to fight through these games better. I can't disagree. You saw them as rolling over and being kind of passive. I feel that I just feel like they hit. Honestly, there was a moment where I felt like I hope this team doesn't quit on this game. They still have a shot. And not because I wanted them to really necessarily win, because that would have been great. I think it was like 2 minutes left, but because you could never get into a place where you will mentally quit, even though you should, you can't when it's pro sports. So I was proud. I was glad, and I think Kelsey Mitchell willed them back in. I think with that steal, which didn't convert, and Kelsey just played her heart out. I think that was what kept them from quitting, right, on the team, on the game, right? Because your game's already lost. The refs aren't going to help you. You could kind of mail it in for 2 minutes, but they didn't. That was another silver lining. A lot of good things I took away from this. Again, just to recap, I'm blaming the refs. I'm not blaming the Fever. I did not think the Fever played a terrible game. I thought they played a pretty decent game. It was a flat game early, but they came back, had some moments. There were some great moments, some great shots, but they got 3 or 4 phantom fouls, and the refs were cooking the lines and for betting, and they knew they were up against it, and they were just going to get foul after foul. I really believe Caitlin was trying to make sure she didn't get a technical for doing nothing, and it would have been tough to get that one rescinded. Anna08, you doing a Saturday and Sunday live or recapping both on one live? Great question. I have made arrangements. Actually, I had some things I was gonna do on Saturday, but I was able to make arrangements. So yes, the answer is yes. We'll be doing a Saturday and a Sunday live. We're going. It's a playoff run right now. We're in the hunt, so we are going hard. So yeah, and keep in mind, guys, I go on the 30-minute after the game if I can. If I don't have more than 50, if I have less than 15 minutes, I push it to the next 30-minute mark. So for example, tonight my goal was 7:30 my time, 10:30 Eastern, but I had to push it a little because the game ended kind of at a weird spot. So I pushed it to like the 15. So I'll always try to push it. That's kind of how, so you between 30 and 40 minutes. But if you join late, you can on YouTube, guys, on TikTok, you can go to YouTube and back it up, or you can back it up later. But I appreciate you guys so much. Yeah. Unless I have the only reason I wouldn't go live is if I had a family event or technical difficulty I couldn't solve, which you never know. Something could always happen. But check my story on TikTok and my post. Like there's that community post thing on YouTube. I will let you know when I'm going live. Chicken and Monkey. One of the most bizarre names I've ever seen on TikTok. The refs suck. That's right. They suck. That's right. Suck them refs. So yes, I will be doing Saturday and Sunday. Thank you, guys. Anna08, you need your Coach Goat fix. Thank you. Guys on YouTube, I forgot to, maybe I mentioned this. You may wonder why they call me Coach on TikTok, because my name on TikTok is Coach Goat. That's my handle. And I'm about to add that to my YouTube. My YouTube just says Jason J. Daniel, but I'm going to add that to my YouTube handle so everyone can consistently know it's Coach Goat Show. I do own the Coach Goat URLs, but I don't use them because I don't need to at this point. Or the URLs, the accounts on TikTok and YouTube. Thank you, Chicken. Oh, it's Chicken 8 Monkey. I got it. What the hell? I hope that wasn't some kind of obscene thing. Some of these names are like, it's like, scratch my ball. Like you guys do these, like some of your handles are crazy. So when I say them out loud, it's crazy. Thank you for the follow. That's pretty funny. And we all need our Coach Goat fix. I appreciate that. Okay. Oh, rib tip and sauce. Good to have you back. I'm trying to end this live, but you keep me in there. Anna, thank you for the fingers. Appreciate that. All the gifts are amazing. You guys are incredible. Thank you so much. By the way, hype my video on YouTube. Don't forget to hype the video. Like it if you watch. If you can share it, that'd be cool. If you don't want to share it, I get that. Not everybody can share YouTube videos on their feeds, or but hyping it and liking it and even commenting after the show is super helpful. Thank you, guys. Rib sip and sauce. Fever were exposed from lack of size inside. Interesting point. Dallas did go big early, and they did mention that, and I noticed it too. But they're a long team. They'd be blocking shots like it was going out of style. They're going to have a problem going further. Not really. Not really. I mean, look, they only have 13 losses. This was their 13th loss. I don't think they're going to have trouble moving through these next 8 games, I guess, 7, 8 games. But we'll see. But look, again, you may not agree. Take away those 3 fake fouls that the referees gave the Wings and put them back in it and gave them like 9 points. Come on. So that we have not seen the refs cook in the fourth like that in like 30 days. That was a cookout at the top of the fourth to make sure the Fever could not win that game. The cookout didn't happen early. It happened in the fourth. That's the pattern. Because that's when the betting lines change. You guys realize that, right? Betting lines change every quarter. It's not just a betting line for the whole game. Betting lines change on the quarter depending on how the game is going. So it's no illusion. They're completely rigging. The referees are rigging certain games, and the Fever games are the ones that most likely get rigged because more betting on the Fever games. Google Indiana Fever NBA betting. It's incredible, the stories you'll see. It blew my mind when I started doing research. I didn't realize that. Jason Reed comes on TikTok. It was a horrible game. I couldn't watch it. Yeah, you know what? I feel that, Jason Reed, but my problem is I can't stop watching because I'm just so in it. But I'll tell you this. I knew that if I was going to go live, and I just didn't know what I was going to say because I was so mad about the cheating that I was really concerned that I might just start cussing people out. So I was motivated to go live, but I had I was like, am I mentally in the right space for this? But I feel that. Thanks for the follow, guys. Okay, we're going to wrap up. Desiree is signing off, and I think it's time. It's late for everybody. We're back to school, guys. We got kids in school. So weeknight games are tough ones. I get it. So yeah, summertime is coming to a close. Fish 7230. I told Carla the score would be 89-88. You told Carla. Who's Carla? Is Carla your girl? Is Carla your mom? Is Carla your best friend? I'm glad you almost called the score. But my friend, almost only counts in 2 things: horseshoes and hand grenades. So almost is almost. But ribs, tip, and sauce, you're a mastermind, not taking anything away from your concerns. I just don't know if they're going to always hit a buzzsaw like that moving forward in these games. Now, when it comes to playoffs, different story. But like, for example, New York is not going to sit in the paint and just block your shots. New York, their bigs are more offensively minded. So there's that difference. And I think they're going to run a little faster with the Fever. There's that difference. Dallas doesn't run fast. They're not a fast team. They have fast players that attack the basket, but they're not a fast team, in my opinion. So, okay. All right, guys. All right. God bless you. Stay safe. I'm going to sign off. Thank you so much. Next live is going to be after the game around 7:30-ish my time, which is about 10:30 Eastern. It is an Eastern game. Is it? It's a 5 o'clock game. It's an Eastern Conference game. Where's the app? I got too many things going on. It's the Eastern Conference game, and I believe it's 5 o'clock. Somebody help me if you don't have it. No offensive rebounds. They struggled a little bit, but they had some. Saturday is no, that's. Am I getting this wrong? Oh, my days off here. Sunday is Chicago. Saturday is 4 o'clock. Sorry, 4 o'clock my time, which is 7 o'clock your time. So we'll be going live around 10. Remember, I will always go live on the 30 or the top of the hour after the game ends, just depending on if I have enough time to set up. 4 p.m. Anna08 says 4 p.m. That's right on these my time. Okay. You guys have a great night. And if you haven't followed me, please follow me. And by the way, really quick again, because you guys are the family. 500,000 views overnight on YouTube. And so my 30-day count is 1 million. Thank you. It's incredible. I woke up to 1 million views in the last 30 days. It's actually YouTube gives you a 28-day stats. So every 28 days it resets, and 1 million views. And last night it was like 500,000. It was crazy. So, and 100 new followers yesterday. So it's incredible. The growth is incredible. So thank you. Thank you for the hearts, guys. By the way, also TikTok's growing too. Another 100 followers last week on TikTok. We're just taking the world by storm. It's going to be a lot of fun. Fantasy football is going to be a lot of fun, and the rest of the season will be too. All right, I got to go. Thank you guys for everything. You're amazing. Have a great night. Stay safe, and we'll shake it off. We're going to shake it off. We're not going to talk about it. I feel good. I'm not down on them. I'm down on the refs. We're going to hold them accountable, the refs. And the Fever, they know what they need to do. All right, guys, take care. And wish you the